Guys, we're doing something a little bit different today, talking about lenses, big surprise. And then this is about lenses that are coming out in 2023 and beyond, some rumored lenses and some things that I would love to see based on my shooting style. And I do a lot of, you know, portraits kind of stuff. I do a lot of wildlife, of course, and landscape, and I pretty much shoot everything. So let's talk about, you know, some of the big hitters, Tamron, Sony, Sigma, and kind of what we can expect out of each one of these. And make sure you drop down in the comments which lenses you're excited for. So I'll tell you right off the bat, the lens that I would love to see first, which is, I'm gonna say a little bit overdue now, is the remake of the Sony 100-400 G Master. This thing is just incredible. Still, I think the best quality, image quality telephoto zoom lens that we have available. It has really stood the test of time. It's produced just endless award-winning images for me and probably thousands of others. And a Mark II, based on what we're getting from some of the Mark II G Masters, would be just incredible. Now, some of the rumored lenses, and I want to kind of talk about two. One is a 150-400 f4. And I think that would be pretty insane. I think that would be absolutely amazing. And I'm not ruling it out because of some of the lenses that we're getting from companies like Tamron, who are pushing the limits and innovating, and we're getting just some absolutely mind-blowing lenses. But if Sony was to release a G Master lens with a constant fast aperture like that in a telephoto, you can bet that it's going to be pretty darn pricey. And of course, we've got the big, huge telephoto primes that are out of most people's budgets, $12,000, $17,000. It's crazy. But if we were to get kind of a mid-range telephoto zoom with a fast, constant aperture, that would be a game changer. And I would definitely spend a little bit more for that lens. I can almost guarantee you, and birders and wildlife lovers, that'd be amazing. If they could somehow include a built-in teleconverter, take my money. Honestly, take my money. That would be absolutely amazing, and I would love to see that start to be integrated in some of the telephotos that we see in the future. And that might be just saved for primes, but we can always hope, of course. Alternatively, of course, there's gonna be a new 100-400 G Master Mark II or a 100-500 like the Canon version, and that would be pretty cool too. Obviously, a little bit smaller, probably more compact, excellent image quality, but I would have to ask and insist that that be an internally zooming lens. So that, like the 200-600, would just be amazing, and I would be happy with either of those lenses. If it was a little bit slower, I'd be okay with that. And I would definitely need the close minimum focus distance of the 100-400. I think they're improving upon that. And technology is just getting insane. They're keeping the quality, if not exceeding it, but they're getting smaller, they're getting more compact, and they're fitting more features on these lenses, which is just amazing. Yeah, that's my number one pick, 100-400 in some variation, the Mark II, and I think that'd be amazing. So number two, let's talk about a few rumors that we have. Of course, the 85 f1.2 is going to be on its way, the G Master Mark II. And I think that's going to be just an incredible lens. That's going to be something like the 50 f1.2, which is just mind-blowing in terms of quality. So an 85 with just that much more compression would be just amazing to see. Alternatively, there apparently is going to be a 100mm f1.4, and that would be pretty darn insane. The 135 f1.8 is obviously just an incredible lens, just mind-blowing images out of that. So a 100 f1.4 would be, man, would that be the king of portrait lenses? I don't know. It would be pretty darn impressive, I would say that. So other than that, we are due for a 24-105 upgrade, maybe a Mark II. If it's gonna be F4, it's gonna have to be improved in a lot of ways, I think, and it's gonna have to maybe offer something proprietary to Sony to kind of keep people interested, because 24-105 in this day and age is not a super exciting focal length. And F4, again, well, it's not really impressing anybody these days. I do love to see Sony pushing the limits with their 20-70 f4, of course, and that's great to see the 20mm, you know, instead of a 24. That's a big difference. They're trying to amalgamate a couple lenses in there, and that's gonna do the job for a lot of people. That 20mm, is there really a need for a lot of people to go to something like a 16-35 at that point? That's kind of where we're going in that direction. So in terms of Sony lenses, I think, yeah, I would love to see a little bit more innovation. Regardless of cost, if you're buying a native lens, you're gonna spend the extra money. Everybody knows that. And keeping up with Canon and Nikon, we're seeing some innovation, nothing too groundbreaking, but of course there hasn't been an answer to the 28-70 f2 that Canon has. Eye-wateringly expensive, but definitely a lens that can replace primes even. Great quality, it's big and heavy and whatnot, but it's just a phenomenal lens. So I would love to see Sony's answer to that. And of course, Tamron came along with their 35-150 f2 to 2.8, which is a masterpiece. And again, a budget version of something that Sony might produce. It's really hard to beat. That thing optically is just, it's incredible. Other than that, I think that Tamron is leading the way in terms of innovation, like hands down by far. And of course, Sony owns shares in Tamron, so that's great. We are safe from any shenanigans in terms of wars with mounts and whatnot. I think that is a big consideration if you're wondering in which way to go, if you're a Nikon or a Canon shooter. Well, Sony's got so many options. We've got so many third-party options these days. We are literally spoiled. There's so many great options. There's not many bad options to choose from. Every lens that comes out is it's amazing. So if you can't take a good picture or shoot good video on any modern lens, it's time to go back to the drawing board. I've said it before. It's really, you can do amazing stuff with most average gear these days. Let's talk about Tamron a little bit and what I'd like to see from them moving forward. I think that for now, with the 35-150, we've got the 20-40 f2.8, which is incredibly compact, amazing. This little guy here. And I would like to see something, you know, in between these two. Maybe a 20-80, maybe pushing the limits like an f2 or something like that. There was rumors of that. It turned out to be false, but I would love to see something that maybe just a step above, maybe adding a few features to it, because the 20-40 is bare bones. There's no buttons or switches or anything, where the 35-150 is very premium, we'll call it. And that would be great to have those two bases covered, because this is a big lens and sometimes you don't want to be toting around a big lens like that. So I am thankful to have this guy and the size and the weight of it. But again, there's so many great options. One great thing I would love to see from Tamron is a big prime, a big telephoto prime. It doesn't have to be the world's best quality, doesn't have to compete, and it will not compete with Sony's big primes, of course. But if we got a 400, a 500, f5.6, f5, something like that, I'd be okay with that. I think that would be phenomenal. I know it would be smaller, it would be definitely more affordable, and I think that would be, there's a big market for that, because there's really no competition for Sony's big primes. So yeah, if you're listening, Tamron, let's make that happen. There is some patents into the works from I think it's Sony and a couple others for big primes, maybe reflex sights like a 800 f8 or something, or an f11, which is just too slow for me. But yeah, if we could get something relatively affordable with a constant fast aperture, that would be incredible. And Sigma, I would love to see Sigma start to push the limits a little bit and give us some lenses like a couple that we've seen in the past that, you know, zoom lenses with fast aperture, like an f1.8, everybody knows what I'm talking about. And it would be amazing to see that maybe reworked, or again, push the limits and give us something like the 35-150 here in a Sigma lens. You know, known for their bulkiness and definitely their quality, their consistency, and their accuracy. And I would love to see Sigma kind of push limits. Not that they're not making great lenses, I just want to see if we can amalgamate some. I think that's kind of the goal and the direction we're heading in here. So yeah, who else? Samyang coming out with the Mark II of a lot of lenses, 85. The 135 f1.8, phenomenal lens, super lightweight, very, very nice quality. Love that thing. And you know, Viltrox's coming out with some faster lenses these days, so everybody's kind of pushing the limit. And I'm really excited to see what we get here in the future of 2023 and beyond. So let me know your thoughts, what you want to see, and what you definitely throw down your money for, guys. Thanks so much for watching the video, spending time speculating, having fun. And yeah, if you liked the video, hit that like and subscribe button, guys. And like always, make mistakes, be yourself, get out there and take some more pictures. See you next time.